they're playing good football. They're winning, finding ways to win. Really good defense, potent offense. Coach LaFour's done a good job out there. I mean, those guys they've been playing at a high level, and they got a good roster. Parsons and Gary humming off the edge, Wyatt in the middle, and Wooden, and the backers. I know Quay's hurt right now, but Cooper's coming on, and Nick's got hurt last week, but he's been playing at a high level. McKinney's a good safety. I mean, they got a really good defense. Hafley's got them humming. Scheme is difficult. Those guys rally, they run, they hit. It's disruptive. They make you earn everything you get. And then offensively, it starts with Love. I mean, he's just dynamic. Gives his guys a chance. Plays with poise. Processes defense, pressure quickly, sees the field very well, and gives his guys a chance to make a play. And we'll see if Jacobs plays, probably will, so we know what kind of back he is. He's a hell of a back. Line's playing good together. And then these receivers, they got a whole crew of receivers, out there. Watson, Reed probably going to be back. He's a dynamic receiver. Watson's big play threat down the field, speed, and Dobbs. So it's a good crew, man. It's a really good team. But we're looking forward to this. We're looking forward to this a lot, and short week, our place, Thanksgiving, and division rivalry, and here we go, man.
Starts off with one injury question. We saw the estimated practice report. Terrion was limited on that. Does he have enough, just given the concussion protocol? Can he make it back for Thursday? Is there the athletic competition component that he can come back from? How does that work?
Yeah, he can come back, as long as he cleared today, which he cleared the first hurdle of that. And then we went out here. We went full pad practice earlier today and got after it just for him. And but no, he cleared, and we did some stuff with him, and so it's a check mark for day one. We'll see how he feels tomorrow and see where it's at, and go from there.
He's still in protocol. He just cleared the first step of it. Is that right?
Basically. I mean, that's probably the best way to say it.
And with your speed and space weapons, you've leaned pretty heavily on the short passing and screen game. When you're playing a defense like this that's heavy zone, four-man rush, they're really kind of flooding that area. How difficult is it to live in that world with a short passing game? Well,
you got to be patient. You do. That's what this defense forces you to do. They're going to force you to be patient, and really the teams that have had trouble are the ones that don't stay patient, and they start trying. You start trying to do things that get out of the norm, or that offense takes off on you, and you feel like you got to play catch up, and you start trying to force the ball down the field. That's when the sack fumbles, the turnovers, the picks, the fumbles. That's where a lot of teams have gotten in trouble. So you got to be careful. You got to stay efficient. It's nothing easy about it, but it's also you play some of that game. At some point, when that opportunity arises, we got to hit on that, and you don't know when it's going to be, but you got to be able to hit. And then you got to get some yak. Some of these underneath throws, you got to get some yak. And that's what our guys will be charged with. Our players on this team, our playmakers, they're going to have to put it in their hand, tuck it away, and go make something happen. And then get ready to get in huddle, and let's do it again.
Yeah, for a lot of Michiganders, when they think of Turkey Day, they think of Packers, Lions. There's been so many games of facing off. You've been in a part of the tradition as a player and as a coach. Just as any level of significance, does it feel any different than any other primetime game, just with so much tradition between these franchises? And just how cool is that playing them on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I would say, yes, it is cool. It's very cool. I think by the end of the week, you're in such a haze that you don't, from this point, you're just trying to get everything in, man, check all the boxes, make sure you're on point with it. But as far as knowing that, hey, man, you grow up, everybody's watching this game, and you grew up as a kid watching it. I always say it, man, watching Detroit play and watching Dallas play. But Detroit, Green Bay, Thanksgiving, I just think it's, everybody knows what that is, and everybody, for the most part, grew up with that. And And our guys know that too, and so I think that's what makes it special to know that it's one thing for everybody to see primetime games, but most of the time, most of the families together, and they're watching these games, these 2 or 3 games that go on now, and so it feels special in that regard.
Go ahead, Nolan.
This will be the second year in a row around Thanksgiving you do Sunday, Thursday. You're such creatures of habit with the routine. I mean, what is it?
Yeah, this is great, man.
What do you have to think about when you're going into a stretch like that, whether it be with rest or logistically or anything like that?
Well, it's what I told the team last night. First of all, everything is about, the mental. They got to come back in, and really, we jumped right into Green Bay. There's a couple of things we hit. But, you have to go right into this game, and it's the next game plan, and you got to – everything that was in your head about that defense, about the way they played, about those matchups, you got to take that right out. And now you got to focus on this, and as fast as you can digest what we're getting ready to face, the personnel we're getting ready to face, why we're attacking what we're attacking, what they're going to try to do to us, the better off we're going to be. So, and it's hard, right? And they got to deal with it too. It's hard, you just come out of a game and you're fatigued, you're tired, the body's a little beat up, but that's what you got to do, and you got to get your recovery. And then, man, as it goes, we start hitting Wednesday, they got to start ramping back up, and mentally they got to get locked in and ready to go, for 60 to 80 plays, man, full tilt, and it's a mindset. So you do that, and then you worry about the next one after that. You worry about the 7 days or whatever after that. But it's about this week, and it's about their recovery.
Considering how week 1 went, how much is the back of your mind getting back on the field with these guys kind of been there since that game?
Yeah, I mentioned nobody likes losing. We don't like losing, and we don't like losing to anybody. But you open the year and we go out to their place and they gave it to us pretty good, and division opponent, and you don't want to start that way. So I think any chance you have to you get another opportunity. It's one of the blessings of playing somebody in your division twice, right? You get another opportunity, and so we've got another opportunity in front of us at our place on a short week, and we're looking forward to it. It's a good team, and this division's good. We've said that it's a good division, man. It's been good for a while, so this is good.
And coming out of the bye, you made the case for November kind of being separation season, where the cream rises and the urgency to improve. Obviously, you got one more game here in November, but you played a quarter season's worth here post-bye. Do you feel like you're improving at the rate you had anticipated that you wanted? Where are you at, I guess, in the growth of your team in 2025?
Well, I think it's, the easy thing to say is, man, I wish we were cleaner in areas, right? I wish we were cleaner altogether. It's like you play good on one side, and then the other side you're sputtering a little bit, or then the other side you do some things right, and then maybe one of the units isn't as good, and you just want to feel like all three are. But it's also, hey man, maybe this is this year. As we continue to clean things up, just find a way to win. Just find a way to win, and kind of like what happened yesterday, and then along the way, let's get our confidence up. Let's get a little momentum. Let's feed off each other, because you can say what you want. Yesterday, at the end of the day, the best thing that happened, we did compliment each other, and it's like when we couldn't score, they found a way to get a stop, and then once we get put out, they go score, then we go score. And we ended up, that's what got us back in the game. When we absolutely needed a stop, our defense made a huge stop. Because it's going to be very difficult to get back in that game, 4th down stop down there inside the 10-yard line. And then to force it into overtime, Bates' kick, that's a clutch kick. So at the end of the day, it's like, hey, man, you take it the way it comes, and you just try to improve along the way. And you just never know, if 15-2 felt great last year until you get booted right out. And it's like, hey, man, maybe we got to go the hard road and just win. Let's just win and find a way every week and grind it out.
What did you What do you think of Aiden? Aiden's overall performance yesterday? One of the Giants' offensive linemen was kind of critical of his play until that, except for that very last sack. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, look, they did a lot to him. You know, they doubled him, they hit him. You know, no, did he have 6 sacks? He didn't, but I did think he was productive. You know, I think he would like a little bit more. You know, would I like a little bit more? Maybe in areas, but I also know he's a productive player, and there's a lot of resources that go his way. So if you're going to tie up that many resources, then we also got to win somewhere else at times. So, but I know that guy gives us everything he's got, every play, and he's a smart football player, and he hustles, and he runs, and he hits, and he's versatile. So